Welcome everybody to a World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and today's replay is from the user Julian R94. That is Julian R94 and he's driving the AMX 30B on a standard battle on the cliff. AMX 30B being a new tier 10 medium tank for the French. Haven't had a chance to play this one myself, not even on a test server, and haven't watched very many replays for it as of yet, so my description of it will be just as inaccurate as the tanks that I have played and know lots about. From what I've seen of this tank, it is very manoeuvrable, got a good speed and agility. Its armour, obviously the same as most French tanks, isn't very good. Its cannon is very nice though, average damage of 390, penetration of 260 on the standard ammunition, and has a good rate of fire and decent gun depression, as you're about to see. Gets a lovely shot on the T110E5 as he's making a pass there. I'm just going to sit here in this position. Now going to try and pick out an IS-3 who's also hauling ass. Gets another great shot onto him. As you can see, the damage per minute of this gun when it is allowed to unload is pretty damn great. It's a shot through the side of an M103, and that's 1,000 points of damage done already. Going to mount the hill just a little bit more in an effort to get another shot on this M103. Hopefully somebody can eliminate him before he makes it into safety. Looks like the enemy team is pushing very hard in the north. Already got two light tanks on the hill there. Julian R94 responding very well to minimap information, sees that only two heavy tanks are on that right hand side and that the enemy is pushing very heavily there. Got themselves 4 heavy tanks that they've seen in that location, with also 2 light tanks on the hill. So Julian's going to come around and try and offer some support. They've got a Caernarvon and a 113. Julian's going to try and stay in a position where he can't be hit. Gets a lovely shot on the T57 Heavy. Luckily an E100 comes around now to be the equaliser. He's got a nice big hit point pool and very, very thick armour. Looks like the enemy is pushing on regardless, being a little bit cagey now that they've seen that there are 4 tanks for the Allies here as well. Looks like that IS-4 hasn't quite come round with the rest of his allies for the enemy team. I'm going to try and get a shot on the T110E5, but that one just about misses the cupola. Caernarvon takes a very wide arc there, so Julian uses that opportunity to come forward. Looks like the T57 is reloading as he's backed off quite a distance. Somehow ricochets a shot on the Lorraine 40-ton. Lorraine 40-ton staying out in the open, unload his gun for some reason, even after he takes a massive hit from the E100. And Julian's able to finish him off for kill number 1. T57 Heavy is now unloading on the 113. 113 gets taken out, but the T57 Heavy is in the open and tracked. And Julian's able to keep him tracked and put shot after shot through that armour there. He's got one more hit to take out this T57, puts that one right through the cheek of his turret to take him out for kill number 2. And that just leaves this T110E5 as the IS-4 is even further back for some reason. Not really sure who he's going to be able to shoot and damage from that position. T110E5 did land a hit on the AMX, but only able to take out the track. E100 goes charging in. He's got a decent amount of hit points left and a good amount of firepower. Going to try and focus fire down this E5 now. Does land a shot on the cupola there, but that one didn't quite go through. That thing can prove to be a little bit troll sometimes. Going to try for this IS-4 now. Gets a great shot through the tracks. Now going to switch up to the T110E5. Does quickly spot the AMX 1390 on the hill looking at him. Just didn't have the reload there. If he hadn't moved out until his reload was finished, he maybe could have taken the 1390 out, but he scared him away from the hill, which is enough for now. And it's enough for him to put a solid shot through the underbelly of the IS-4. And then threatens his gun in the direction of the 1390 on the hill just to keep him backed away. He can't afford to take any damage with only 100 hit points left. This T110E5 is still alive, doing a great job of surviving here. IS-4 not doing such a great job though, as he's taking shot after shot. Julian just being very careful of these guys on the hill. There's a T54 lightweight, but he doesn't have the gun elevation to get anything on him. So Julian just playing a little bit of rear guard here. Does find the AMX 1390, but he is super quick to back off into cover there. not wanting to take any damage whatsoever. E100 still squaring off against the E5 and the IS4. And Julian may have thought that he could just leave that guy to finish those two tanks off, but it is not to be. So they are both still alive. Julian gets a fantastic shot through the underbelly of the IS4 just as the IS4 takes out the E100. That's kill number 3. 5 and a bit, 1,000 points of damage. Game's all squared, 7 kills to 7. These two guys going to push down on the E5. Trying to find a weak spot on his side there. Does have a shot, takes a heat shell right to his face. Now he's going to try and focus in on that cupola weak spot. Game gun fully aimed, but it looks like the GW Tiger P comes in for the equalization just as the T92 takes out the E75. So the artillery really playing a big part in this game. Now Julian is going to come in to eliminate this AMX 1390. Keeps on moving. Doesn't know how many shots the 1390 has, but just doesn't want to give him an easy shot. Don't want to stand still. Make yourself an easy target, especially with that T92 and FV207 artillery on the enemy side. Going to have to drop back towards his own base now to try and do something about this T54 lightweight. Gets a beautiful shot there to eliminate him for kill number 5. And that is the game thoroughly in the favour of the Allies now at 11 kills to 8. Somebody in the chat there raging about the AMX-30B using APCR rounds, even though they are standard. Some people really need to learn that higher tier medium tanks generally use APCR ammunition as standard rounds and heat as gold rounds. So now going to push in towards the enemy base. There is a Jagdpanzer E100 on that far left hand flank, and he's kind of just sat there being the warden. Nobody going to get by him just yet. AMX 45 looks like he was coming back to help in the north, but that tank is just way too slow. Took him way too long to cover half the distance. He hasn't even climbed the hill yet. He's got an M41 Bulldog and a Jagd Tiger closing him down. Julian doesn't want to take any fire from the artillery. Only got 700 hit points left. Can't really afford to take a hit from the artillery. Can't afford to take more than a couple of hits from this VK. Giving him enough time for his ammo to kick back in. Pops himself out, finds the VKB. He is hiding all the way in the back there. M41 Bulldog got him spotted, so if he doesn't come out, he is backed away into the corner. If he doesn't come out, at least the artillery will be able to plant a shot directly on his head. Julian not spotted, so he has the time. Didn't really want to have a shot at the turret there, as that is a bit of a risky penetration. Jagdpanzer E100 has a shot and misses. For some reason electing to fire while he was stealthed. Just going to play it very carefully now. He's got a lovely shot on the side of the VKB's turret, but that one ricocheted thanks to the extra thick armour of that tank. Artillery comes in and also doesn't do anything. Julian has to keep moving now as he has been spotted. Doesn't want to take an artillery shell to the face. Doing a good job of using the hills as cover here, keeping in nice and tight. I'm surprised the enemy Jagdpanzer E100 hasn't moved out to get a shot on his counterpart. The allied Jagdpanzer E100 looks like he's just content to be safe for the moment. Allies winning 11 kills to 9. Julian got himself spotted as he transitioned between the rocks there, but as long as he keeps himself in nice and tight, should still remain hidden. VKB makes a move out into the open for some reason, and he's just going to get obliterated by the T92, but the T92 takes out the M41 Bulldog. Still keeping this one within 2 kills of each other. Jagdpanzer E100 and 2 artillery pieces left for the enemy team. Still got over 5 minutes on the clock, so they can play this one nice and carefully. Trying to get a shot on this Jagdpanzer E100. But the terrain just foiling him at the moment. T92 comes into sight, lands a great shot through the side of him, leaving him just 119 hit points left. Wouldn't be surprised if the FV comes in for the kill any moment now. Jagdtiger moving in on the base. 2 Jagdpanzer E100 squaring off against each other. People whinging in the chat for some reason. Julian gets another great shot straight through the side of the Jagdpanzer E100 there. Jagdpanzer E100 realises that he's made a mistake and he starts to back off. Luckily, Julian's shot bounces. Well, unluckily, but luckily for the Jagdpanzer, he's starting to straighten himself up now. Not sure if he's going to be able to penetrate the armour. He does indeed. He just needs one more good shot on this Jagdpanzer E100 to finish him off. Going to try for the roof, maybe. That's going to be a difficult shot. That one just ricochets thanks to the very sharp angle of the armour there. And then the T-92 comes in for the equalisation to just obliterate that tank. That leaves the T-92 from earlier with just 119 hit points left. Jagdtiger moving in from the right-hand side. Julian going to head down the hill to try and close him down. It's a race for the last kill of the game. Looks like he committed suicide like a true ass-hat artillery player that he is. And that is GG and the victory. So absolutely awesome replay there from Julian R94, showing off his skills in the new AMX 30B. Getting himself almost 7,500 points of damage, 5 kills. Not quite a Top Gun medal, but still a very, very excellently played game by you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. The link for that is in the description. Just attach the replay file itself or the link to the What Replay website to the email, and I can check that one out for you. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just enjoyed it, think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, it's been a World of Tanks replay, and I will catch you guys next time.